going to give you the secrets of effective search engine optimization. We're going to go over these 6 things. We're going to talk to you very briefly about how to do some basic keyword selection and research, optimizing your on-site pages, and how to get some quality backlinks, some black hat tactics to avoid, and we'll go over what black hat is. Perpetual analysis is very important to pretty much everything you do with your business, and especially with your marketing, especially when you're spending money on marketing. You definitely need to be analyzing all the money that you're spending so that all the dollars go out and they meet little friends of other dollars and bring them all back to you so you have more dollars, more happy little dollars. And high-quality content is absolutely a must, and we will get to that as well. Jumping into the first point, search engine optimization, keywords, research, and selection. You can go to AdWords or whatever whatever search engine you're using will have a keyword research tool, but obviously Google pretty much created the modern search engine algorithms that work optimally, so you probably want to just go to AdWords. Long tail is the most efficient keyword to look for. Now, what does that mean? Long tail, as you see here, Quinceañera Planning Los Angeles. That is an example of a long tail keyword, which just means it's longer, it's more direct, it's more specific. Less people are searching for that than are searching for a broader term. For example, right here is a client of ours, Tiaras and Tecones. They are a Quinceañera planner in Los Angeles. So when people are searching for them, they're probably not going to be typing Tiaras and Tecones, because if they knew the company existed, then they would already know who to contact and what the website was or what to search for. That's an easy result to get. But you really want to rank for your long tail keywords so that your customers are more directly ready to buy. So, for example, if you were looking for a Quinceañera planner in Los Angeles, not only the first result is our client, but also the second result. So that's an example of how long-tail keyword research will help you find targeted customers who actually are ready to purchase your product, which are obviously your best friends. Now we'll talk about on-page optimization. You want to tag everything properly. Now that means make sure your website title, it has some keywords in it. Your URL path has the proper keywords in it. Internal linking, for example, if you write a blog article, let's say you're a shoe retailer and you're writing blogs of the newest line of shoes that come out. Well, you might want to mention that another blog post that you've written previously in this blog post. So say, like you say, fall's top seller, and then you have a top-selling shoe, and then you have a link back to a previous article, then you start to generate internal linking back and forth, and that tells the search engines what your site is more clearly about. For example, on our site, we would talk about social media and business blogging. In our business blogging blog, we might refer to social media posting. So then we would make that targeted phrase a link back to a previous article that tells Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and a few others what exactly that other article is about, and internal linking absolutely does help your SEO, and it's something you can control, as well as all the tagging. The other tag that I forgot to mention was when you have a picture, you want to make sure that picture is tagged with an alt tag. That's an ALT tag, alternate tag. That is very important because Google and other search engines, they can't see pictures, they can't see videos, but they can see the tags that you tag. And that is extremely important, so they know what that content is about. So when they index the page, it helps your relevancy for that particular keyword. And the last thing you can do on the page is you can optimize for social sharing. If you have a WordPress blog, for example, or even Drupal or Joomla, it's very easy. You could just add a plugin that is from add this or share this, and it allows people to share that particular post or page. So the more people that are sharing your stuff, the more chances that someone else is going to see it, think it's valuable, post it to their blog, write about it, pass it on to their friends and colleagues and other people that may be interested in that, increasing your backlink possibilities. speaking of backlinks, you want to create quality backlink. What is a backlink? A backlink is basically any link from anywhere on the web that is not on your site, that links back to your site. So you want to create quality ones, and we'll go over the non-quality ones there. And I'll tell you the easiest thing to do, because this is a lot of work, this is a lot of time, it's a lot of grunt work in you trying to run a business or being involved in marketing. You probably don't even want to spend all this time. So just hire a reputable link building company. There will be a lot cheaper than it will be to hire someone to do it directly, to sit there and share the whole day, and it'll be more efficient that way. Just make sure that when you hire a reputable link builder, that they are reputable. Make sure that they have realistic goals set for you. Make sure that they don't have unrealistic promises, like we'll get you 10,000 backlinks for $50. That is probably not a good company to go with. A good price could start around $100, $200 per keyword per month and go up from there depending on the expensiveness of the work. That is definitely a lot cheaper to just spend your money on that than to spend your time that could be used elsewhere in your business. The other thing is to share on social networks. When you share your links on social networks, again, like we said previously, we're going to create more backlink opportunities because more people will see, will get exposed to your ideas and your content. And when you look at this little chart right here, the more you blog, the more you attract links. So when you look at a company that doesn't blog versus a company that does blog, I know it's 97%, but it's pretty much double. Pretty much double. The company that does blog will have twice as many backlinks as the company that does not blog. And now when we know that we blog regularly, that those are even increased exponentially. So that's an amazing opportunity. You really have to blog quality content all the time. Now, things to avoid, no black hat techniques. What does black hat mean? Well, there's black hat and white hat, which is basically white hat just means good, normal, legitimate techniques, and black hat means nefarious techniques that you're trying to trick the search engines into giving false rankings just to kind of rank up there. Google shifts their algorithms about 6 times a year. They're constantly changing. They're constantly finding all these tricks that people do, and they're delisting them. There was a major retailer who I don't want to say the name because they've stopped doing this, and it's not up to me to out them, but the huge department store was doing some black hat tactics to try to get to number one on Google, which they achieved. Google found out that they were in violation of Google policies, so Google took that major department store right off of Google search. Of course, that did a serious number on their business, so they did a little mea culpa, apologize. Since they're so huge, Google said, all right, we'll let you back in. So just don't even get into that area at all. Just avoid these following techniques. Make sure you hire a reputable link builder. Like I said, don't hire someone irreputable like oh, we'll give you 10,000 backlinks for $50, and we promise with our backlinking strategy to make you number one on Google. And, you know, that all these crazy claims that no one can actually legitimately back up. Because no one can ever tell you that you're number one on Google because technically there's billions of first pages of Google. It all depends. Every time you enter something into the search box, you'll get a different result. So that's why there is no real one all-purpose number one on Google. That's why you want to rank for long-tail keywords, target, get those customers that are ready to actually buy your product. No link farms. What that is basically a web page that just has a bunch of links on it. There's no value. There's no content related to those links. It's just a bunch of random links on a page. Google has delisted those. Don't even bother if, talking to companies that have link farms. So what they say is their own directory. That's, just stay away from people like that, companies like that, I should say. No aggregate content sites. Like, you will know an aggregate content site when you go to their blog, and all that they do is post articles from all over the web, but they don't actually write their own. Google has cracked down on that recently to degrade the ranking of sites like that. So just don't don't partner up with sites that do that type of blogging. No rip-off artists like we talked about. No keyword stuffing. What that is let's say that you have our shoe retailer. We'll go back there. We make a blog about our shoes because our shoes fit better than any other shoes that you could possibly find in any shoe store or shoe department store in the whole entire industry of shoes. Obviously, I just keyword stuffed that entire paragraph for, guess what, shoes. So you obviously want to avoid stuffing your entire post, your blog post, with keywords because you think, oh, the more I write the keywords, the better I'm going to rank for it, right? Wrong, because Google will flag that and it will actually not even rank you for that keyword that you're trying to stuff in there. Google has gotten smarter and smarter and smarter at delivering more and more and more relevant content, and it will keep doing so. So just play by the rules and make the best quality content that helps your actual human customers, and Google will reward you for that. Last point for nefarious techniques is driving irrelevant content. A lot of companies used to tout traffic. We'll get you a tons of traffic, but if that traffic is not targeted, then you're really wasting your money because people may be looking for something else, or that ad may be misleading, or it may be a picture of something that has nothing to do with your website that people click thinking they're going to see that, and they actually see your website, so they immediately bounce off of it and leave. That does nothing for anybody, and it just wastes your money. So now let's talk about all the things that help us. Perpetual analysis. No one does this one better than Susan Newman, that's for sure. She looks at her Google Analytics much more than anyone else that I know, and that's what you should. And that's what you should do. You should know exactly what's going on with your website all the time. Analyze the traffic, where it's coming from, who's sending it to you, how long they stay, where they go when they're on your site, what blog posts are the most popular, what pages do they exit from, and how long do they stay on your site. You need to recognize this because it's going to optimize your site, help you create better content, which in turn helps you create higher rankings for more relevant search engine queries. Tweak as needed, tweak often, tweak all the time. And this one doesn't really fit under analysis, but we didn't really have a place for it in this marketing slideshow, so I'm just going to put it in here as create an XML sitemap. If you have WordPress or, like I said, a content management system, it's a lot easier to do this. It's just an automatic plugin that you create, submit it into the search engine, and then the rest is automatic. When the spiders come to crawl, they'll know exactly what to look for, and they'll use your sitemap, and they'll index your pages and new pages pretty quickly and efficiently. And that, of course, the more Google-friendly you are, Yahoo-friendly, Bing-friendly, the easier it is going to be to get the rankings you desire and want and need. But
Louis,
like we said,
can I ask you
sure.
a question here?
Absolutely.
Actually, I have two questions. One is when you talked about long-tail keywords, is there a maximum amount that you can put together?
Maximum amount of words or characters?
Yeah, like words together as like a phrase when you're entering keywords.
You could technically type until you can't type anymore, but obviously the more you type, then the more specific your search gets. So the less results you're going to get. You probably, instead of typing more, probably want to type more direct targeted keywords as opposed to full sentences. Like, for example, if you say, how do I make pesto sauce? You could just write pesto sauce recipe. You know, all the words, Google's not going to look at the minor words anyways when it does its algorithmic search. It'll look how pesto sauce recipe. So you can always just cut some of those off. As far as long tail, similar to what you have.
Somebody told me that, like, when you're entering keywords into, let's say, you know, your blog pages or whatever, or any pages, that, you know, you're supposed to put them together with separated by commas, and that you shouldn't really put more than like 5 words together and then a comma, and then 3 words together and a comma, 5 words together and a comma. But none of them should be more than 5 words together.
Are you talking about in meta tags?
Right.
Yeah, meta tag information actually is less relevant now than it was previously. Now Google will search your entire page. What's more important than meta tags are page titles, URL paths, and the actual content that's on the page. It can hurt. It's good to have it up there, but it's definitely not the ranking criteria that it once was. So as far as that's concerned, I wouldn't worry about that as much as getting your keywords in the right places in your titles and in your actual articles. And what else will help is to put your main keywords at the beginning of the article. Like if you have an article about pesto sauce, putting pesto sauce somewhere in the first sentence will help you, as opposed to trying to make this great intro paragraph that lead into your subject. Just, with search engines, it does help your rankings if you hit them with your basic keywords up front.
Okay, great. And then the other question I have is, many businesses, some do and some don't, obviously, but many businesses put their business up on Google Local so that they're actually listed as a business. And when you do that, you have the opportunity for people to make, to put comments in. And I was just wondering, when people do comment or don't comment, let's say, or leave testimonials is what I mean. Does that improve your rankings and your appearance on Google just in the web category?
If you have, it'll help your search results. If you're a local business that can get foot traffic, like you are the shoe retailer we talked about, and you put yourself as a local business in a quote-unquote place, then yes, that will help, because when someone's searching and is in your area, like you live in Jersey City, and you want to find the shoe retailer in Jersey City, when you type in shoe store, that company, that shoe retailer in Jersey City that's listed themselves as a Google place and has signed up and has verified their address and everything will come up in your search, and you'll be able to directly map right to them from your house.
Right.
Does it help if people comment or don't comment? No, that doesn't really affect your search engine rankings if people leave a comment or not. If people left a comment on their own websites and blogs and social media and linked to your website, then yes, that would help you.
Right. Okay, great.
Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? We're at our content. Yay. So we have high-quality content is the best thing that you can do for all the reasons we talked about before. Everything really feeds off of content. With great high-quality content, you will get more backlinks because more people will find your content of high quality, and they'll want to link to it because they'll want to be the one that found this great nugget of information for the people that are reading their blog. Other people will want to share those posts, so you'll get more awareness, more traffic, more backlinks through social media as well. Create keyword-rich content like we talked about. Don't stuff your keywords throughout your content, but definitely put them up towards the top, put them in the page titles, put them in the article titles like we talked about. And that's basically it. Your quality content will create all the great search engine rankings you want eventually.